It's easy for Annabelle or I to talk about all the wonderful services and how bureaus can help, but now let's get on to a real case study where Gretchen Irvine, who's the Project Officer Conferences Events at Palliative Care Australia, will present an overview of her experience of running a business event and how she and her team used Convention Bureau services to enhance that event. We're very pleased to have Gretchen with us tonight. Please join me in welcoming her.
We're the national peak body for who represents the interests of anyone who shares the ideal of quality care at the end of life. And like any association, we run lots of events. Anything that gets tagged with the words national event tends to fall into my responsibility. And like you, I find there just aren't enough hours in the day to get it all done. I'm always looking for ways to work faster and for ways to work smarter. And that's where a convention bureau comes in. I love convention bureau because they're like Google, but they're better because you can actually talk to a person about what you want instead of asking your computer. And I knew Canberra was absolutely capable of hosting a big national event. They do it all the time. But what I didn't know was anybody interested in supporting us? Who was out there that could help us? So what do you do when you don't know the answers to the questions? You ask the experts. We sat down with the Bureau and looked at all of the component parts of our conference. What would we need? A venue, accommodation, transfers, trade exhibition, audio-visual equipment, a gala function. What about the welcome reception? What kind of entertainment was there going to be available? What about ideas for pre- and post-touring? There's a lot that goes into putting on a big conference. So we talked about it with the Bureau. What could they do for us? Who did they know? From that conversation, the Bureau went out to their members, to the convention centre, to the hotels, to the national institutions, the coach companies, everybody associated with managing big events, and told them exactly what I needed. At that point, there's two things that you can do. You can have all of those quotes and proposals come through into your inbox, or you can do the smart thing, let the Bureau put together the bid proposal for you. So a bid document is all of that information in one beautiful form that's full of helpful information. What's on, why is it here, why would you bring an event? If you've got to do a pitch presentation, they'll help you with that too, especially if you're bringing an international conference. The collateral and things that you can gather from a bureau is excellent. They'll provide you with DVDs and banners, and we've taken banners to Manila and clip-on koalas. Anything that they can do to help win the business for their city, they will do. The Bureau provided an enormous amount of support through that process. There'd be a call every couple of weeks. How are things going? Do you need a hand with this? And there were times when the Bureau helped with some of our venue negotiations. The other thing that a Bureau has that's really helpful in this instance is influence. If your conference needs support from the city that you're having it in, a Bureau can help gather that support for you. They'll use their contacts and partnerships in any way they can that's going to benefit their client. And a Bureau is also on top of what's happening in the city at the time that might affect you and your event. You don't have to be organising a big event for a Bureau to be interested in helping you. What they specialise in is finding a solution to your problem, putting a client and one of their members together to help make a business relationship that benefits both sides. So I mentioned earlier that we run lots of smaller meetings around the country, and Bureau is a great place to start for those. If I have to run a meeting in a city that I don't know very well, I will always contact the Bureau first. They'll tell me which hotels have got the space that I need, which ones are within my budget, which ones are in the best location. And as Annabelle said, bureaus are impartial, so you get the best advice from them. A convention bureau is great for getting an overview of what a city has to offer. Over the 2 days, I met with every bureau that was there because they're the ones that will give you the slice right through the middle of this is what our city has to offer, accommodation-wise, venue-wise, transport-wise, all of the things that you need to know. So if I'm looking for a venue, it helps to have lots of information readily located and centrally to hand. And here it is, my well-thumbed meeting planner's guide. If you haven't got one for every city that you organise events in, get one. One phone call is all it takes, and you'll be able to see where your guests can put their weary heads at night. They'll show you all the venues that you know that you need and a couple that you didn't realise you need, but you're going to find are the best ones you've ever seen. The familiarisation trips the bureaus run are fantastic. The support that's offered by a bureau doesn't stop once your event's booked. Right up until the moment when the last delegate walks out the door for the last time, the bureau's there to make sure you have what you need. I have been known to ring convention bureaus in the middle of a conference and say, I've got to take the speakers out for drinks tonight and I don't know where should I take them? They'll tell me, they'll deliver, it's all fine. I don't need to do the work because there's a team out there that does it, that knows it. A convention bureau will help you work smarter. They'll help you save time and money in managing your events. In this game, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And when people say to you, so who do you know? You need to say, I know the team at the Convention Bureau, because as a place to start with your events, they're all you need. Anyway, that's what I do. That's why I love a bureau.
As Gretchen said, this service is available all over Australia, and really the bottom line is it's about personalised service and about local knowledge. So thank you very much, Gretchen.